The curious child protagonist opens his Christmas gift early when he finds a possessed doll telling him about the horrors that they have faced from another toy which has been recalled now. This horrifying recalled toy is known as Mama Tattletail, who will chase after the protagonist and will try to kill him. Just 5 days before Christmas, being 20th of December in 1998, the protagonist of the story, being a young kid, decides to take a peek at his Christmas present early. I will name the protagonist Johnny non-canonically from here onwards. As Johnny opens his present, he finds out it is one of the most popular toys at that time, being a Tattletail toy which requires feeding, grooming, and taking care of, acting as some sort of a pet. Johnny quickly brushes Tattletail's hair and feeds it some real food before putting it back in its box. It's quite odd how a toy can eat real human food. Being late at night, Johnny decides to head back to bed and sleep, satisfied that he now knows what his present is. The next night, being 21st of Christmas, Johnny hears loud clunking coming from downstairs. Going down to investigate what is going on, he notices that Tattletail has somehow found its way into the drum of the washing machine. Surprised to what he's seeing, Johnny quickly dismisses this encounter and takes the toy out. That's when he notices that the Tattletail is low on battery, so he decides to charge it up. Tattletail soon demands Johnny to perform a task, telling him to go to the basement to play with a vase. As he does so, the light in the house goes off. Johnny picks up a flashlight to navigate through the dark when the lights suddenly turn back on. After fully charging the toy, Johnny plans to put Tattletail back in its box. Subsequently, Johnny gets on his way to get back to bed, but strange knocks are heard from all type of different doors. Johnny, despite being scared, ignores the sounds and gets to his bed. It feels as if paranormal events are taking place, all because of the toy that Johnny boxed earlier, as if it wasn't supposed to be opened. Next day, being 22nd of December, just 3 days before Christmas, this paranormal events start to become even more severe. Johnny wakes up at night, hearing unsettling speeches coming from downstairs. Going down to investigate the grinding noise, Johnny learns it's coming from Mama Tattletail, whom he places a cassette into, which plays an audio.
The children thought that Mama would never find them as long as she couldn't see them. Turn the page. But Mama could still hear the children. The pitter-patter of their little feet led Mama right to them. Turn the page. Then Mama found the children, every last one, and put them right back to bed.
The ominous recording talks about how Mama Tattletail can find children even when she's not looking. As Johnny goes upstairs, he finds Tattletail being next to the Christmas tree. Through all this time, there's no sign of the parents anywhere, which makes it really bizarre to where they might be. Tattletail speaks to Johnny that he is in big trouble and instructs him to take it to Mama. As he goes back to where Mama was, there's no sign of her anywhere, leading to Johnny pack Tattletail back in its box. After cleaning up, Johnny hears the grinding noise of Mama, who would attack him if she hears a noise or if she is too close to him. It's not clear why Mama attacks Johnny, but as she explained, she doesn't need to use her eyes to attack. All she needs is loud sound to find others. She is simply attracted to loud sounds and doesn't stop until she destroys whatever is emitting them. Johnny luckily manages to get to bed and sleep the night. The next day begins, being 23rd of December, just 2 days away to Christmas. Chattering coming from outside attracts Johnny, who goes to check it. The purple Tattletail is seen in the garage alongside another Tattletail toy Johnny hasn't seen before. Baffled to who this one is, picking up his own toy to place back in the box, it instructs him to play a game of hide and seek with the friend, as otherwise Johnny would be killed. Johnny, left with no other choice, plays the game, trying to survive 30 seconds without dying. The game of hide and seek becomes increasingly more difficult when the friend extends the time inside the house, while Mama is also around, who is attracted to sound. Despite all the seeming like fun games, it has dire consequences for Johnny, who could lose his life. During all this challenging endeavor, Johnny must recharge Tattletail, feed it, and groom it. After managing to find a friend, Johnny finds a videotape which he plays, seemingly being a harmless commercial for the Tattletail franchise. As he watches it, it all seems normal until it starts glitching, with one of the side cameras showing the lower half of a man struggling and seemingly being attacked and killed. It's unclear who is responsible for this man's death, but most likely it would be Mama Tattletail or another Tattletail. Johnny ends the night by going back to bed and waking up the next day, being 24th of December, Christmas Eve. The protagonist still being strangely alone in the house, even more bizarrely being all during Christmas time. He gets instructed by baby Tattletail to go to the basement to Mama as they're throwing a party for her. As Johnny places baby Tattletail in the basement, he gets instructed to find more friends for the party. The problem with these toys is that some need to be fed and some need to be groomed, which means the protagonist needs to do all of that while Mama is lurking in the dark, ready to attack Johnny. In the garage, we see something interesting. Tire marks, which might suggest that the parents have left the house. It's not clear where they have driven to and where they are now, leaving little Johnny all alone. After following the instructions and supplying Tattletail with certain items and products, he goes to the basement for the final time, where he finds the Tattletails in a circle of a pentagram, all chanting along, "No more Mama," as if they are performing a ritual to get rid of Mama Tattletail. As the ritual is being performed, an angered Mama interrupts the Tattletails, trying to sabotage their ritual in order to survive and live on. She at times steals candles and attacks the protagonist, all in hopes of ending the ritual. Managing to survive the ritual and return all the candles, all of the Tattletail babies instantly are placed inside their corresponding present boxes, with Mama Tattletail seemingly being destroyed for good. As a result, Johnny goes back to bed, waking up on Christmas Day. It's daytime, unlike the previous days. It feels like it will be a good day, with the present box being nicely placed under the Christmas tree. As Johnny goes to open his box, an ominous feeling takes over his body. Regardless, he opens the box, hoping for the best, when all of a sudden, an angered Mama Tattletail jumps out and kills Johnny, displaying how it was already too late when the Tattletails were brought to the house, who seem to be somehow possessed by evil spirits, with Mama being in charge of them all. There's also a DLC extension which expands on the story. Instead of simply opening the present on Christmas Day and dying to Mama Tattletail, Johnny opens his present and finds baby Tattletail instead. All of a sudden, Johnny hears unexpected knocks on the main door. As he goes to investigate, he finds a mysterious package left with some notes.
Something's wrong. Tattletail wasn't like this. This isn't how it happened at all. Stay calm. Just try to remember what happened the night before Christmas.
This takes Johnny back to Christmas Eve, when the ritual took place. Who could be the person who left this note and package behind? And how did they know about Tattletail being possessed? And most importantly, where are Johnny's parents? Johnny, remembering the events of Christmas Eve, recalls them differently to how they unfolded. He is not involved in a ritual to get rid of Mama anymore, but rather, he is participating in an actual party the other Tattletails are throwing for Mama. All of a sudden, they disappear, with another note appearing in their place.
This is definitely wrong. Mama Tattletail wasn't nice. She was banned. Right? Right. Okay, don't panic. Your memories are just mixed up. Not trying to scare you, but if you can't remember how things really happened, Tattletail will be weird and boring forever. But seriously, don't panic. Let's just go back to another night.
The note confirms Johnny seems to be amnesiac, as he doesn't remember what really happened. Mama Tattletail happens to be an aggressive and hostile entity who even scares the baby Tattletails. So the ritual most likely was the canon event in which the baby Tattletails banished Mama. But what does the note mean by Mama being banned? What really happened? Johnny travels back to 23rd of December, 2 days before Christmas. Here, Johnny goes to find Tattletail's other friend when he sees Mama being weirdly nice to baby Tattletail, something that wasn't what really happened. More notes appear explaining how Johnny's memory is very fuzzy and it's becoming worse and worse, believing someone has tampered with his memories on Christmas 1998, as if he is much older now, or if it is years after those unsettling memories. Johnny goes further back to 22nd of December, 3 days before Christmas. The memory seems to be true up to the point Johnny goes in the basement to check on the grinding noise which comes from Mama Tattletail, but afterwards she is seen to be kind and calm, sitting alongside the other baby Tattletails. A new note appears who seems to be Johnny's subconscious, trying to help him.
Okay, this is all wrong. Someone has tampered with this memory, too. There is a place you can find what's changing your memory, but it's really dangerous. It's called the Kaleidoscope. We're going to avoid it at all costs.
Johnny goes further back to 21st of December, 4 days before Christmas. Going down to the basement to investigate the clunking sound coming from the washing machine, he finds Mama Tattletail yet again being nice and talking to the others. A secret note appears yet again.
Oh boy, we have one last chance to get things right. If Tattletail still isn't normal on December 20th, you may have to use the Kaleidoscope. It's where all memories are stored, one on top of the other, good and bad, real and imagined. You might find what you're looking for, but there's a price. The more time you spend down there, the more things will change forever. The worst part is, I can't even promise it will work.
What does this note mean? Where is Johnny and what is going on? He is clearly trapped in a world where his memories are tampered with, and the only way to escape is through remembering the truth. As a last resort, Johnny goes further back to 20th of December, 5 days before Christmas. Here he remembers the first day he chose to take a peek at his Christmas gift early, unboxing it to find baby Tattletail. All of a sudden, the mysterious notes appear yet again.
You can't remember anything about Tattletail before this night, can you? Here are your options. You can go through that door and visit the Kaleidoscope. You might find whatever changed your memories and bring back what really happened Christmas 1998. Or you can go back to bed and your memory of Tattletail will be boring forever. But hey, you won't remember how scary Mama Tattletail really was either. So maybe it's not so bad after all. The door is dangerous. The bed is cold. I'm just glad I don't have to pick this time.
As Johnny decides to go to the Kaleidoscope, another note warns him not to spend a lot of time there, as the more time he spends, the more his memories will shift and change forever. Johnny could potentially forget everything, even himself and who he is. As Johnny goes deeper and deeper into the Kaleidoscope, things start to become abstract and surreal. He finds a duplicate version of his house, which he can explore and go over the memories he once had. There seems to be a link to different dimensions, past, present, and future. Eventually, a note appears explaining a tape is the culprit of jumbling up Johnny's memories, and watching it could potentially break its control over him.
Be talking Tattletail, touch and then you'll hear him say, you can feed him treats, he really eats. Baby talking Tattletail, he can tell when Mama's there. She's your best friend, she was never banned. Baby talking tattle, baby talking tattle, baby talking tattle, baby talking tattle, baby talking tattle. Baby talking tattle, baby talking tattle, baby talking tattle, baby talking tattle, baby talking tattle.
This was a commercial of Tattletail, including the mama being here. Johnny manages to escape the Kaleidoscope and get back to present when he opens his Christmas gift, being a baby Tattletail toy. Another mysterious note appears, congratulating Johnny for doing so well. It hopes Johnny didn't get many of his memories mixed up there. It turns out the notes were left over presumably by a staff member at Waygetter Electronics. the company which made the Tattletail line. As we read in one of his notes, he said that he's happy that he's not the one choosing this time, so he probably was faced with the same choice to whether go back to bed and forget that it all happened or go to Kaleidoscope to reclaim his memories. So he in fact had the same experiences Johnny is having now. The Mama Tattletail was recalled after a certain incident. It has been rumored that she ate a kid's eye out, and watching the commercial, someone was struggling behind the stage, seemingly being attacked by Mama Tattletail. So that could be the incident that made the toys being recalled. And that is it for this video, folks. If you enjoyed it, make sure to stay tuned for more by hitting on the subscribe button and the notification bell. It's been your host Star, thanks for being here, and I will see you on the next one. Have a fantastic day.